What is the definition of a person who is Métis?
Very good question. So today we have a definition. There's like three parts of a definition that the Supreme Court codified in a case that we know as the Pauli case. But that's a really technical definition, and it works for legal purposes. But the way I like to define who Métis people are is today we are the descendants of the historic Métis Nation, right? So we're the descendants of people who were the descendants of a people who grew up in a very specific time and a very specific place in the history of North America, right? And I say North America because our history crosses the boundary, that imaginary line between Canada and the United States. But we're descended from the sort of original people who were known as half-breeds, right? Which is not a great term. We don't use that very often anymore. But over the years, we were known by a lot of different names. We were known as half-breeds. We were known as Bois Brûlés, Cour de Bois. We were known as in Ojibwe. The name that I really like the sound of and the meaning behind is Wisakudewininuk, right? Which means after a forest fire, and you know how like new things grow right after a fire, right? Everything's really green, right? And it talks about how our people were born out of that, right? And born out of the mixing together of two very different people. Primarily original French people who moved here in the 1600s, and Ojibwe and Cree women, right? And over time we formed our own culture and our own way of life.